Internet blip. Did I drop out for anybody? OBS stayed connected. Twitch itself lost it. Like, I can see you chatting on OBS. I can't see you chatting on the Twitch panel. Twitch itself lost the connection. Which is strange. Anyways, what we've got here is a smoked pork chop from our good friends at Newski's Smoked Meats in Wittenberg. I picked it up last time I was there, and I just haven't gotten around to using it. Ooh, this one's not holding together quite as well. Ooh, this one's not holding together at all. What the heck? I'm gonna get out a lid. I'm gonna get out a lid, and these guys are gonna steam their tops. They're gonna steam the tops. So I was gonna use this in lieu of bacon. There is a little bone at the end, so I'm gonna just start getting into this. And this is fully cooked, so I don't have to worry about cooking it, but I would like to warm it up. Well, my attempt to cut on a bias super failed, and also there's another bone right there. That I just cut through. Okay, well. Little weird bone. That's probably enough. It's going to look weird on the plate because they're just little chunks. Okay. Let's circle back. Oh, it's breaking right in the middle. It just doesn't want to. This one just doesn't want to hold. It also, I think, is burned on the back. Yeah. Okay. Well, that one didn't work. Oh, you can't even see it. Damn it. This guy has not worked very well. This one is just trying to disintegrate. And also it's burnt on the back. So these things are tricky to work with. I did have the temperature turned up for that one because I thought it would help them set faster, but it clearly didn't help it set faster. It just caused the bottom to burn and the top to not set in time. They also are sponging up all the oil that's in the pan. It's not that burn. No, it's not like it's charcoal. But they're definitely sponging up all the oil that's in the pan, each one. Which is why I would really like a quick spray just to relubricate the pan. Rather than having to put in a bunch each time. I've got the temperature back down. I'm going to try the next one. I guess we're going to try each one of these differently because I haven't got a handle on how this is supposed to work. It almost feels like it's getting looser toward the bottom here, though. Like the more liquidy parts separated to the bottom of the bowl. So they may actually... Jen! Welcome in. We're having an adventure. You know how the first pancake always comes out weird? This is the third pancake. And it's the weirdest one so far. It's not so bad on that side. I had a breadfruit that started to develop a little sheen of mildew. So we're making breadfruit pancakes. And my breadfruit didn't blend very well, so it's a little bit chunky, which also means that it doesn't pour into the pan very well. So we're having an adventure trying to solve this. This guy clearly was too hot. He also kept trying to break apart. Can't leave that there, that'll melt. They do taste good. Oh, I gotta get those little... I tripled the amount of milk in this thing, and it's starting to pool a little bit because it doesn't want to fully blend in. We've reached the limit of how much it can sustain. I think the issue is that the recipe I'm following expected an extremely overripe breadfruit. Like one that was just soft, 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 soft. The one I'm working with was getting there, but I think it had too much of the firm parts to it still, and that's where I'm falling into a problem, because I was supposed to be able to blend it in a blender, and it just wouldn't take. I just having to pour milk in it until it finally was lubricated enough to grab it. I thought mine was overripe. Mine was definitely starting to get overripe, but evidently not quite overripe enough. So, trouble is I don't have a lot of experience with these things because they're not real common around these parts. I've been enjoying them, experimenting with them. But as you can see, the batter doesn't spread on its own. It kind of holds together. Now what I was going to do with this one was lid it up right away. See if it can't help it set the top a little bit. Because they don't bubble. It definitely doesn't bubble through. It doesn't bubble through like a pancake would. Yeah, they taste good. They're just a little bit ugly, and each one is different, which is also a little bit frustrating. I'm going to take a corner of this burned one and just see how burned it is. Still tastes fine. That one still tastes great. They taste great. I think if I had a stronger blender, I probably could have forced this one through. Like if I had one of those big crazy Vitamix things that can just, you know, pulverize a whole chicken. Or if I had parboiled the breadfruit to soften it up before I threw it in. Either of those, I think, would have had made this work. Because from my own experience with the stuff, it softens up when you boil it enough that I made a dough. I boiled it up and just made a dough. Hey, those Vitamixes are impressive. I have a Dyson vacuum. It's a little tiny handheld one. Blender is on my list, but it's definitely not the next thing. If I make a big purchase for the kitchen, the next big kitchen purchase would probably be a food processor. Not that those are super crazy expensive, but I feel like it would have the biggest impact on what I do. Okay. Food processor, and then after that, a stand mixer. Let's see if this guy's burned yet. He's crispy around the edge there where it was real thin. They come out a little bit dark. I don't really have the space for any of these things either. What I have is room in a cupboard underneath, so I can transfer each device in and out as I need it. But yeah, my kitchen's very... I've been told the kitchen looks much bigger, like, on camera than it is in person. If I walk over here to the sink, I'm super far away. But it's literally 1-2 steps, and I'm across my entire kitchen. I would love a big kitchen. If I built my own house, it would be mostly kitchen. So, by the looks of what we've got going on today, I'll be making pancakes until I run out of that batter, heating up my imitation bacon over here, and then probably 1 egg, just so I can have a nice plate. If you've ever made pancakes out of leftover mashed potatoes, or like thrown an egg into some stuffing and made a pancake out of that, that's kind of how these are behaving. They just hold together. My house has lots of room. The problem is the room is not contiguous. It's got this little bitty kitchen and a pretty spacious dining room, but with a very narrow entrance between them. I'd like to just open up that wall. You can't see it. It's the wall that you guys can't see because it's that wall. And it would open up this space great. You know, take out that wall, open plan, the cliche, except this house would really benefit from it. And then the front living room is also decently spacious, but again, it's not connected to anything. It's got this long, weird hallway. I've got one hallway in my house, and its only function is to disrupt airflow so that the house won't heat evenly. It's just, boy. But that's because this is a house from like 1916 or some nonsense. So it wasn't. It's been retro. No, this one is just disintegrating. It's been retrofitted with all the modern stuff. Neat. This one just kind of fell to pieces, and it's still falling to pieces. But our generation can't ever expect to own a home. If we're lucky, we get to own a home, but it's not a it's not a given. The way it was for our parents' generation. Let's try squooshing this guy. Oh, nope, he immediately stuck really badly. Okay. Oh, I just watched an analysis of housing markets compared housing markets now compared to housing markets from the post-war era, the boomer era. And although interest rates then were 4 or 5 times higher than they are now, because the prices of the houses themselves have gone up so much, you end up paying. They ended up paying just a tiny fraction. Um, and it made it possible to purchase a house and pay it off in 5 years. Literally, it was literally the price of a house was approximately double the median income. So, discounting expenses, you could realistically pay off a price or pay off a house. If you spent money on nothing else, you could pay off a house in 2 years. Now, the median income is about a fifth, and that's skewed because we have such this huge disparity. There's people who are dragging the median way up. The median income among people who are actually looking to buy houses is very low. Yeah. The system has not kept up with the times. That one's pretty good. Okay, these things need to be kind of squished out thin, otherwise they end up with this soft middle. There, see, 16%. Right now, the interest rate on a mortgage is like last year. It was almost zero. It was so low. Yeah, it was super low in the when they dropped the base interest rate. But even with the super low interest rates, there's this problem of the base prices have gone up so much. Something needs to something. Well, the shortage, the quote unquote shortage, is being exacerbated by people who treat property solely as investment. Um, like there's people who need a house because they need a house to live in, and there are people who buy houses because they expect the value of the house to go up and then they can resell the house. And those are mostly like investment firms and such. Property developers, they're removing houses from the market, driving the prices up, and then reselling them. Mostly to other developers, other investors. It's a real problem. So the housing shortage is in part artificial because of that. There are definitely enough houses. That one came out great. There are definitely enough houses available to house everyone. It's just that they're being purchased by people who have no intention of living in them. And yes, the number of single-family homes that have been purchased by prospective landlords who then convert them into a rental is also taking away from the market. It's a problem. Also, did you know? uh, yeah, yeah. Corporate profits are at a literal all-time high, even as they raise prices because inflation. Um, did you know that in 1972, I think it was MIT did a study, and they determined that if nothing changed with the way our economy, global economy, is run, society would collapse by in 2040, and in real nasty ways. They projected a population drop as a result of a failure to produce food, which is a mass famine scenario. Um, and guess what we haven't done since then? We haven't changed diddly. We're on course to destroy our own society just by mindless consumption, mindless growth and consumption. Yeah, of course, naturally. Um, they did a bunch of scenarios. They did some optimistic ones too, but those optimistic ones involved society realizing there was an impending doom problem and course correcting before we ran face first into it. And so far, we haven't done that. My timer reset, so I don't even know how long I've been live at this point. Oh, sorry. OBS kept the timer running even though Twitch lost it. So I do know how long I've been running. I hope this is exciting. I'm trying to keep up the chatter because we're just making pancakes. Slow pancakes. I'm nibbling at them too. I'll tell you how they taste because I've been tasting them all along. The cinnamon is extremely mild. The vanilla actually is jumping out at me. They taste a lot like regular pancakes, but they've got this fun texture to them and this note of vanilla that really pushes through. Um, I should add chatting about the economy to my title. uh, hmm. In other news, I wish it would stop snowing. That'd be great. It's not literally snowing this very instant. Yeah. uh, you don't want this snow. We had snow. Okay, you probably want day 2 and 3 snow. The first day's snow was a problem. We got about 7 inches, but it was so heavy that it was taking down power lines. Um, Day 2's snow, we got about 3 inches, and it was this fine powdery stuff. And I haven't actually gone out today to see what the snow is like, but it looks reasonable. Day 1's snow was a problem. Some of my friends lost power and didn't get it back by the next day in winter in Wisconsin. That's not good. I saw those Trump NFTs. He's really late to the party. Uh, yeah, I was just talking about how I wish we had planned out our infrastructure better, because you know it would be the perfect place to put underground power lines where they wouldn't get in anyone's way. Ooh, that one's real toasty. Where they wouldn't get in anyone's way. In a big tube running right up the middle of every street, and then all you'd have to do is hook into it. It'd be super great if the water, sewer, and electric and internet all just ran in a big enclosed bundle right up the center of every street, and then you'd know exactly where they were. There'd be no danger of you randomly digging into them somewhere on private property. But none of that was planned out, because we don't plan our cities. We just cobble them together as we go. This one's real toasty, but I don't think it's burned toasty. I think it's just because there was no oil. Um, Now I saw those Trump NFTs. Those are stupid. First of all, I listened to his sales spiel. I can't confirm, but based on what he said, I think that he took fan art that was sent to him by people who like him and just turned it into NFTs and is selling it. I seriously doubt he paid for any of the art. And also the reward, there's he it's also a lottery. In addition to being NFTs, it's also a lottery where you can win. You buy his NFTs and you can win a dinner with Trump. As some kind of reward. I heard those things sold out too. Like his timing is, as expected, atrocious. With the collapses of those crypto exchanges, this is the worst time to be doing this. Faith in all that stuff is at an all-time low. You have to. He's not ship. Oh my god. Win a dinner with Trump, but he's not going to pay for travel or lodging. Magical, beautiful, perfectly on brand. He needs the cash because he's not allowed to do business in the state of New York anymore. Because his company is guilty of massive felony tax fraud. I can say that officially now. He's been officially convicted of massive felony tax fraud. We all knew. We all knew all along, but now it's official. This is going to be one of my least pretty platings ever, I think. The egg will help. We're also going to get one more after this one. I'm going to scrape whatever's left in there, and we're going to make one more after this one, and that's going to be it. I am kind of chattering. I'm glad you're all here, so I can chatter while I make these, because this is kind of a slow thing. But it's better with friends. It's always made better with friends. None of these are really structurally sound. I will say that. I don't know how anyone has been fooled into him. Like, it seems really obvious if you pay attention to anything he says at all that he's a grifter. It's well known that he's a grifter. He can't get bank loans in most of the country because all the banks know he's a grifter and doesn't pay off his loans. He just bankrupts out of them. So he can't get bank loans. Am I going to put syrup on them? That's a good question. I'm going to flip this one early so it breaks really badly right in the middle. That's the first thing I'm going to do. You know what I have? I can split the difference between syrup and jam. I have fancy syrups. Here, let's pop over here. I've got maple syrup, but I also have apricot syrup, strawberry syrup, and boysenberry syrup. As you can see, they were in the discount bin. Syrups never go bad. I don't know why they were getting rid of these on the discount rack. Syrup doesn't have an expiration date. That's the point of syrup. I've also got Wisconsin maple syrup. We can always fall back on good old maple. But I do have 3 fruit syrups. I don't know why the boysenberry was $1 more than the other ones either. This was a good deal. This brand of syrup was like $6 at full price, so this is a good discount. And like I said, syrup never goes bad. Whenever I see things like this on the discount rack, I'm confused and I immediately get some because it never goes bad. I don't even think they put an expiration date on these things. Actually, they did put an expiration date on these, right there. Best by May 12th, 2024, and yet they were getting rid of it. I guess they just wanted to clear space on the shelves because there's no other real explanation why they would. Okay, so this one technically was best by September 11th, 2022, but it's syrup. It will never go off. I'm not sure what a boysenberry is. I know it's a purple berry, but I've never seen a boysenberry just as a berry. Where do they grow? Are they one of those hybrids? I'm gonna look them up right now. We're gonna learn about boysenberries. I do like the boys. As you probably could tell, the boysenberry one had been used more than the other ones. I do quite like it. A boysenberry is a hybrid of the European raspberry, the European blackberry, the American dewberry, and the loganberry. And the loganberry is itself a hybrid of the North American blackberry and the European raspberry. So it's a five-way hybrid to make a boysenberry. These are probably tasty enough to eat plain, but they might be a little bit dry without something. Here they are, by the way. This is the stack I've been forming them on. I'm trying to put the real toasty sides down. That one should have been the other way around. Last one. We're going to do the last pancake. They have enough integrity. That one's hot. They have enough integrity to kind of flip by hand. Okay. All the remaining batter is going in. Can you see? No, I turned that part off. Come back over here. So, I have learned things about cooking from today's show, from today's failures. Oh, this one's bubbling. This one probably got all the remaining milk that had separated from the rest of it down at the bottom, so it's the most liquidious of them. Oh no, that one's disintegrating. Okay, well, that one disintegrated. The last one I put on the top stack, I tried to move it and it immediately fell to pieces. They're tasty. I don't know that they are worth the effort. I suppose if you have an overripe breadfruit and you've got to use it for something, this is a good use for it. I don't think I would go out of my way to pick up a breadfruit specifically to make these. I think it has more inventive, interesting uses besides this. But if you find yourself in a situation where you've got a breadfruit that is overripe and ready to go off on you, and you got to do something with it, this is a reasonable thing, I think. It's a tasty result. It uses it up. Okay. Gonna let my little guys heat up on the pan there. Again, fully cooked, so we're just getting them heated and maybe a little bit of crisp on the edges. And I got about half of the thing left, so I can do something else with it later. So I'll bag that up while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, if you learn anything interesting about boysenberries, I just read the top line about it's a hybrid. If you learn anything interesting, feel free to jump in. I'm always happy to learn stuff. I just feel like I shouldn't sit and read Wikipedia while I'm live. I'll do that on my own time. Take this opportunity to tell you about next week. I'm planning on being on for Tuesday, but then the following weekend is Christmas. I won't be on, and I'm not sure I'll be back in time for the following Tuesday. So we may have a substantial gap coming, but I intend to return in the new year with new content. Perhaps on new days. I've been looking at Thursdays as a chance because as I've mentioned a few times, I want to try doing Lego content. See how that works. We'll show off the thing I've got. Look, it's Transformers Legos. I want to try doing Lego content. So I may be expanding I'm debating whether I want to just swap out a day and see how it works. Keep my existing days, or like I said, branch out into a new day, perhaps a new time, because I think Legos will take longer. So starting them earlier, they're also not constrained. But doing food content, I'm partially constrained by the fact that I need to eat it. I don't have a crew that I can foist my food off on. So I'm constrained in time by I cook around my like existing meal times. Other content is not so constrained. Yeah, this isn't the prettiest plate I've ever made. So we could start earlier, and I've seen cooking with Legos. That's a thing. You joke, but I've seen that. That's a thing. It's like a stop motion. It's going to be a decent one, I think, for our last pancake. But I want to try that, and I also have been wanting to try doing what most people do on Twitch, which is play games. That new Pokemon game just came out, and I was holding off. It's difficult to produce stop motion live. Fair point. It's an incredible strain on the animator. Um, that new Pokemon game just came out, and I quite like the looks of it, but I was holding off waiting for it to get patched up. So in the new year, we may dive in on something like that. That'd be fun to do live. I've been unable to completely keep myself spoiler free on it, so I won't be oohing and eyeing at everything, at every little thing. Unfortunately, I had tried, but people have been very excited about it and have been posting everywhere constantly. So, final Pancakes looking pretty good. It'll be a good topper for my stack so that I look like I have a nice stack of pancakes. The stack of pancakes is tall. I don't think I'm going to be able to eat all of these today. How's the back looking? If I want to, I'm gonna do it. You can't stop me. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna take the disintegrated ones off the stack entirely. And construct a stack of just the ones that aren't disintegrated, which will also make the stack more reasonable in size, which will make it easier to eat. Interestingly, the ones that are disintegrating the most are the ones that are least toasty, except for that one that was really toasty. That one also kind of disintegrated. So there's a middle ground. There's a happy middle ground where you want a good amount of toastiness, but not too much toastiness. This one's holding together extremely well. Look at that. I can pick it up like a full pancake. And I'll have leftover scrappy bits for something later. Oop. That's what we got so far. I'm going to add one thing to it, and it's going to be the fastest thing. Okay, I have to switch back to the stove because it's going to be a stove thing. A smidgen of oil. Pan's already hot because we've been cooking on it all morning. One big egg. Crack. Oh, these eggs have such strong membranes. There's shell in there. There's shell in my egg. Pan's too hot. Good top quality eggs. You can see it barely spread it at all. It's still got this nice big solid blob of the firmer albumin. The yolk was just tall, tall, tall. And over easy is my favorite egg. It's also the easiest one to cook, which is part of why it's my favorite egg. turn the heat off even. We'll just get this done on residual. As soon as the white's set, you're done. Don't stick, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick. Ooh, I just saw a big post from Dig Up about boysenberries. Oh. I've heard of Knott's Berry Farm. Interesting. Here's my plate. Some fresh pepper on the egg. Ugh. We decided on boysenberry syrup for our topper. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Got on my egg a little bit, but that's fine. I'm going to take a real fast picture of this one because it's nice and hot, and I'm going to... I suppose I'll ceremonially take a nibble for y'all, but I've been telling you about the interesting part all along, so... There's my tablet. It's all charging up in the front. Oh, I should do... I feel like this room is echoey, but the front is always not echoey. Oop. Walked right past it. Take some fast snaps. Good hearty breakfast for this cold, snowy day. Stock up, get out there, shovel that snow so it'll be clear just in time for the next round of snow. Okay. The ceremonial tasting of the thing. You can see the one of these guys. They don't hold together quite as well as pancakes. They're definitely soft. Ooh. Mmm. Oh, the boysenberry syrup's really good with them. Oh no. They taste great. They taste on their own they've got this vanilla-ish flavor. Their texture is a little bit lumpy because of the not quite smooth batter I had. The boysenberry syrup actually goes really well with them. That's a great combination. My favorite egg. It's going to go goosh as soon as I get into it. Yep. Nice runny yolk. Let you see the top of my head there for a sec. I forgot to salt my egg. Better with salt. So the top one has got the boysenberry syrup on it, but I will be able to use some of the lower ones to mop up this egg yolk. And this stuff is just smoked pork chop that's been warmed over. Nice and tender. The outer crust is very chewy. but it has this really rich smoke flavor. And it's not terribly salty, which is nice. Sets it apart from bacon. Bacon's very salty. This stuff is a little bit salty, but it's mostly just smoky. If you're ever in the middle of Wisconsin and you are going to a place that you can store meat or just use it up, Nuski's Smoked Meats in Wittenberg. Primo stuff. And that's our three things. And here are the ones that fell apart. I'll save them. They'll be good still. They taste fine. They're just kind of ugly. Okay. It's been an hour since I had that blip, and my OBS says that we're at 2. So, oh, Jen's. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, Jen. I hope that works out for you. I hope it doesn't turn into a big fight. Okay. That's my breakfast. Here's me. I'm back. That's my breakfast. Now that it's past noon, it's officially time for breakfast. I'm going to see who is live that we can drop you guys off on. Oh, Violet raided us last week. We will raid Violet back this week. Violet is not doing art today. Violet is playing The Witcher 3, which just got a big update. If you're familiar with The Witcher, it's an adult game with adult themes. So you take caution. But it's also a great game and a great story, and it's been in the news lately because of the whole rigmarole with Henry Cavill and the series, but that's tangential. They just updated the game, so if you haven't played the game, now would be a good time to jump in. They just went back and fixed a bunch of stuff that had never gotten fixed. You're welcome, Jen. Thanks for being here. Thanks everyone for being here. This is always such fun when I've got people to chit-chat with, even when things don't go quite as planned on the cooking front. You all make it a great time. I love it. I will see you next week, and then we're heading into the holiday break because I'll be out of town. I will wait for the countdown here and kind of stare you down.